Harer Nama Harer Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva 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 Gatiranyata.
That was wonderful, Kirtan. And I afraid maybe I came a little early and then I disturbed the Kirtan because the Kirtan was supposed to go until 8:30 and maybe I came early and I interrupted the Kirtan. Sorry for that. Um, of course, we are assembled here. I consider previously during the March it was discussed that you finished 5 years of this online Sadhu Sangha. So, and this is still going on. That's so wonderful. Before we begin, let us offer our humble obeisances to our spiritual master, respective spiritual master, as well as Srila Prabhupada and all the Parampara Acharyas, whether it's a past, current, and future as well. So, Namo Shubhadaya Krishna Shakutane Srimad Krishna Krishna Prabhupada, Padmane Shubhasa Tutam Bhakti Namah Shubhadaya Krishna Vishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachanine Vishesha Shunyani Pashyata Desatane जय सर्व गुरु अनंत गुरु श्री श्री सुस्वामी की जय वृंदादि तुलसी मान की जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर स्वामी गौरव भक्त हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So I'm very happy to be here again, and this is so wonderful occasion that we have all assembled here for Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is so wonderful. Especially we have been given Srimad Bhagavatam by Srila Prabhupada and his wonderful followers. And the current canto what we are discussing, which is Canto 3, is especially written by Srila Prabhupada himself. So it's again so wonderfully presented, and we are on chapter 21. So before we begin, I just wanted to clarify or confirm whether Radha Madhav, Jai Radha Madhav bhajan has been sung already.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, wonderful. It's
Still,
just
if you want, you can take 2 minutes, Prabhu. We'd like to hear from you.
yes, I will take just 1 minute because Sri Prabhupada wanted, and personally I like just follow the process, like especially those who are the speaker. They should do that way. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. So thank you for that. It's just especially when you do it yourself, it sets you in a different mood. Just it says the gulab jamun, if you eat yourself, then you understand the taste, the sweetness of that gulab jamun. So that is like that. When you actually do it, you be in that presence, like Vrindavan atmosphere. So now we begin. Let me share the screen if that is possible. Share. Where is the sharing?
Just a minute, Prabhu. I'll make you the presenter.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, try now.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And just in case, while sharing the screen, because it would be full screen, if I don't see your hand raised, please feel free to speak up in middle. It's not that you are interrupting the flow. It's just you may have some clarification needed. So that's okay. While I'm doing on this one, screen windows. Okay, time to start. Okay. Okay, let's screen start, and then I can go back to this Windows 6 Windows. Okay, that's good. This is the presentation. Okay, I consider you can see my screen now.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay. Jai. Okay, wonderful. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today is a wonderful, auspicious day for us that we have assembled here for Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially this today's Canto 3 and also chapter 21 within Canto 3, and that's wonderful conversation between Kardama Muni and Lord Himself. I mean, of course, the verses what we are covering, the overall flow is different. But then today we are covering verse 19 and 20. So that's like prayers. Kardama Muni is offering prayers. So let us begin. So that's Canto 3, chapter 21, verses 19 and 20. Kardama Muni's prayers to Lord Vishnu. How many minutes I have? 1 hour or 45 minutes? If you can please again confirm so that I can.
Yeah. In general, we do it for 45 minutes, but if you want, you can take more time, Prabhuji. If you
Okay,
need
no
more
problem.
time, you can take.
No, I think we should be able to. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So let us begin. We will be going through this flow. So we'll be discussing little background, and then we will be covering 2 verses, and then we will see the learnings within these 2 verses, and then we will have opportunity to do some question and answer so that I can also learn and improve from that perspective. So the background. Oh, I didn't do that because I added later. Don't read through. So the background. So the background, what is happening in this right now is we have Kardama Muni. He is offering prayers to Lord Vishnu. So then those who have joined recently, maybe, and may not have a sufficient background, we just go through the background. So Kardama Muni is a wonderful sage who appeared from the shadow of Lord Brahma. I mean, can you imagine that somebody would appear from our shadow like this? How is it possible? Well, it's possible because Lord Brahma is the closest, the most closest spiritual being, like as a pure spiritual being is Lord Brahma. Like that's the first living entity. He is like almost pure spiritual. So, and that's why he doesn't have a gross body. His body is like almost spiritual, pure spiritual, just like someone who would have in Vaikuntha Loka. So somebody could appear from his shadow, from his mind, like Narada Muni, he appeared from his mind. So Kardama Muni also appeared from his shadow, from his, and because Lord Brahma wanted to create, and he was looking for someone who would continue this progeny. So the Kardama Muni, and then Mother Devahuti. Mother Devahuti, who is Mother Devahuti? Devahuti is daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Now, who is Swayambhu Manu? He is the son of Brahma. So then one may ask, like, how is it possible that somebody would marry like this? But that's possible spiritually, in the sense because they don't have a lust like gross level all the living entities would have. Their intention, their purpose of life is different. So their intention, their purpose of life is not just enjoyment. Even though Kardama would display that he's very lustful in the prayers. But then that's possible because the vision they have is different. So then this is possible. This marriage is so. Mother Devati is daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Two sons, Eva and Tanapad. And hello, Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu.
Uh, did you did did you lose me? Like, was it there any disconnection?
No, Prabhu. In between, just for a second, it was. I thought it is only for me, but we could hear you,
Oh, I
Prabhu.
see. Okay. Please speak. Yeah. Here, I think it's connected properly, but anyway. Lord Kapila. So Lord Kapila is the son of. I mean, of course, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. His Personality of Godhead appeared through Mother Devati and Kadamuni, and Lord Kapila taught Sankhya. Here I mentioned original and pure Sankhya Yoga, because later another Kapila came and then he taught different. But this is original Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy means connecting with Krishna through this creation where we are living, material creation, knowing things and then utilizing things. In summary, it's a combination of understand the material and adding the devotional service. So now we go ahead with further the background, and then we will start the verse. So if anyone recognizes this place, maybe they can speak it out. If you have been here. Am I audible? Yeah?
Yeah, Prabhu. Just
Okay.
trying to figure
Okay.
out.
No problem. Then I consider, okay, so this is a Sitpur, which is situated in Gujarat. And personally, I had a chance to visit last year with His Grace Prabha Prabhu, one of the Prabhupada's disciples, and my brother. He brought us there. It's near Mehsana. The place is called Sitpur. So this is called Bindu Sarovar, and Bindu Sarovar is the place where Kadamba Muni performed the mystic yoga. In the sense, he meditated on Lord Vishnu, and then Lord Vishnu personally appeared and he gave him darshan, and then Kadamba Muni started offering prayers. So what we are going through is the prayers offered by Kadamba Muni to Lord Vishnu, and this is the place where he did it. It's a wonderful place. Of course, if it comes under our ISKCON, then it would flourish more. But then right now it's still there. And this is how, see, Lord Vishnu appeared on the back of Garuda. And then he gave him darshan. And our Kadamba Muni is meditating. He was meditating. Consider, I mean, how fortunate. I mean, this is the purpose of our life. This is the purpose of this life, that we meditate and on our Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because at that time the meditation process was like this meditation, yoga, sadhana, and for our time the meditation process is chanting Hare Krishna. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we should chant such a way that Krishna would appear in front of our eyes. And that's what the purpose is. That by this life, we want to have darshan of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, whoever you desire. And we fulfill our purpose. Because now it's like going back to home, back to Godhead. Why would Lord Vishnu appear in the material world, in the midst of this jungle, because he is coming for his devotee, his pure devotee. So Bindu Sarovar, if someone wants to read, please feel free to speak out, unmute and read out, please.
Yeah, I'll do that. Bindu Sarovar. The holy lake Bindu Sarovar, flooded by the waters of the river Saraswati, was resorted to by hosts of eminent sages. Its holy water was not only auspicious but as sweet as nectar. It was called Bindu Sarovar because drops of tears had fallen there from the eyes of the Lord, who was overwhelmed by extreme compassion for the sage who had sought his protection. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 21st chapter, Shlok number 38-39. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So yes, here it was called Bindu Sarovar because drops of tears had fallen from the eyes of the Lord. Now imagine now this how auspicious and how precious these drops are for. Like we take Charnamrit, and here the drops are coming from the eyes of Lord. Why? Because he is seeing the extreme compassion for the sage who sought his protection. So consider, imagine that we show such display of our feeling for the Lord. We take the shelter of Lord. We desire to take deep shelter, complete shelter of Lord. So we can imagine the situation of Lord. He would be very extremely happy for us. And that's the purpose of life. We want to make Krishna happy, right? So now we will move to verses. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now we are continuing our journey. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, verse 19. Eka swayam sanjagata shishya dvitiyatmanan adhi yogamaya srijasi ada pasi punar grashishyase yathorna nabhir bhagavan swa saktibhi eka swayam sanjagata shishikshaya dvitiyatmanan adhi yogamaya Srajasi ada pasi punagrasishyase yathornanabhir bhagavan swa saktibhi. If someone wants to recite, 2%, one side Mataji, one side Prabhu's. Please feel free to unmute as quickly as possible. Hare Krishna.
Okay, I will chant Prabhu. एकः स्वयं सञ्जगतः श्रीशिक्षया द्वितीययात्मन् अधियोगमायया सृजसि अधः पासि पुनर्ग्रसिष्यसे यथोर्न नाभिर्भगवान् स्वशक्तिभिः. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you. If anyone, any Mataji wants to. Okay, no problem. Eka swayam sanjagata shishikshaya dvitiyatmanan adhi yogamayaya srajasi ada pasi puna prashishyase yatho nanabhir bhagavan swasaktivi. Translation. My dear Lord, you alone create the universes. O personal Godhead, designed to create these universes. You create them, maintain them, and again wind them up by your own energies, which are under the control of your second energy, called Yogamaya. Just as a spider creates cobweb by its own energy and again winds it up. So this is Kadamuni praying to Lord Vishnu. What he is saying? That you alone create the universes. O personal Godhead, designed to create these universes. You create them, maintain them, and annihilate them through your energies. And then he is giving the example of spider and cobweb. So we will see the wonderful picture. can join as well in the different one. Here, Mahavishnu, he is creating all these universes. We can see million and million universes are being created by him, and millions of universes are maintained by him and then annihilated by him. Now this is, so he is praying the Supreme Lord, who is the owner of everything, who can create all this, who creates, not can, who creates all these universes. Consider the situation. This is such a big personality, the Supreme Lord himself, he has appeared in front of Kadamuni. How fortunate he is, how devoted he is, that Lord has appeared. That same Lord who can create all these millions of universes, who can maintain these millions of universes, and who annihilates all these millions of universes. The same Lord has appeared, Lord Vishnu has appeared in front of him. And later we will see the same Lord will become his son. So our Lord is so merciful. Krishna is so merciful. He will give us whatever we desire. Whatever we desire. Of course, we can't, it's not natural to desire to be him. It's not possible. It's the supreme fact. It's absolute fact that Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead. That is irrepressible fact. Other than that, we can desire. Even if we desire that, then he creates this, and we will see. Actually, today's topic is that. So we'll focus on that. But the point is that Lord Vishnu, he has appeared in front of Kadamuni. And we wish that we achieve that much devotion that somehow by the end of this life we can have a glimpse of the same Lord Krishna. At least when we leave the body. At least when we leave the body. That's the whole purpose of our devotional service, sadhana bhakti, or bhav bhakti, or raganuga bhakti, whatever level one may at. Yes, so we continue.
Like a real-life spider woman, she sprays strands of silk in one long, continuous flow. The threads fan out like a sail and drift on air currents blowing across the water. Every few seconds, she crimps the strands together to stop them spreading too widely. The breeze will do the rest, blowing the threads into a single line and a 25-meter bridge. Now she must reinforce her bridge because her web will hang from it. But there's something bouncing the line at the other end. Another Darwin spider is trying to take advantage of her hard work. She must deal with the intruder head-on. The cut line is an inconvenience, but no more than that. With hooks on the tips of each leg, she gathers in the thread. It won't go to waste, as she'll eat it later. When it's all reeled in, she sprays again. Out streams another 25-meter bridging line. How a spider, no bigger than a thumbnail, can produce so much silk so quickly has baffled scientists. And it's no ordinary silk. It's the toughest natural fibre on the planet, tougher than steel. And it needs to be tough to span the wide river. With the bridge taut and the ground anchor in place, it's time to construct her trap. These spiders can build the world's largest orb webs, up to 2 meters wide. A few hours from the first spray of bridging line, the job is done.
So, what we can see is the same, like this description was given, that you create, you maintain, and then you wind it up. That is, you annihilate it again by your own energies or your own will. So the spider is doing the same, as we can see in the video. The spider she created the thread, reached 25 meters, then again problem, created again, and then those broken pieces she digested again and then created again, and nothing went waste. Similarly, Krishna creates through his divine potency. He creates all these universes, he maintains them, and he annihilates them. Nothing goes waste. In Lord's creation, nothing is unuseful. Even you will see the conversation between Prabhupada and his disciples. That Prabhupada would see that, some of the disciples, and while walking, they would consider, this is unwanted, the plants. Prabhupada says, no, this is nothing in the creation is unwanted. It's Krishna's creation. It's our creation is unwanted. This artificial intelligence, these big concrete jungles, replacing now producing more heat. This glass is also creating so much heat because of the reflection, etc. Anyway, big cities facing so much. Krishna created villages, Vrindavan like villages, and we created big cities, and we have so much problem, especially the garbage problem. We can see here, we live in Australia, there is a fine if you spill any garbage, if you throw any garbage over the roads or the streets, you will get, somebody would complain about you and you will get fined straight away. But here, in India, we can see is like spitting and so much is going on. But anyway, that's the side thing. Krishna's creation, he is maintaining, he is annihilating without wasting anything. Now, in terms of the learning, so that we compare. Now, Prabhupada in the purport, he has mentioned in these two words, we are defeating impersonalism. Why? Because it's a mention of the creation. That means someone is creator, and that creator is using his energies. Here is mentioned Yogamaya. I was trying to understand why it's mentioned as a Yogamaya, because normally we relate Yogamaya with spiritual side. Just like a Subhadramaya. She is Yogamaya potency. But here it says for the material world, it says for his second energy, and then it's mentioned Yogamaya. Anyway, because from Krishna's perspective, everything is spiritual. From our perspective, then it becomes Mahamaya, the material side of that energy. So, and with understanding in the purport, it says, Prabhupada says about defeating impersonalism. So how? So Prabhupada is mentioning about the creation, then he's mentioning about the maintenance, and then he's talking about annihilation. And through this process, everything is working. And with that, we can relate with different energies in comparing with our organization, most of us work in the professional work environment. Somewhere we are working, office environment, whether it's a business environment or even as a temple, we would have similar structure. So we would have CEO, then employees, and then office paraphernalia. So between these three things are working, and many things are going on, and profit is being made, and then utilized, and then again expansion. So similarly, Krishna's creation, he is the boss, he is the CEO, and he is two different energies. One is living entities, and the other one is non-living entities. So non-living entities are the paraphernalia, office paraphernalia, and the living entities are the employees. We are working, and he is maintaining. And then later we will see some examples from a different employees, especially the topmost employee, Lord Brahma. So these things are going on, like in office environment, things are going on. We may not see CEO at all, but it doesn't mean CEO doesn't exist. It doesn't mean there is no top person. Whether it's a board, the board is made up of different groups of people, or whether it's a one CEO. But there is one person in charge, whether it's a owner, proprietor, etc. Similarly, Krishna's creation, he is the owner, he is the proprietor, and he is the controller. Now that we have discussed about energies, how the energies are working, especially to do things, Krishna's energies are unlimited. We can see Krishna has unlimited energies, and these energies we can't examine by our own strength, material strength, imagination, etc. So then sages, especially the very advanced divine personalities, for our understanding, they have divided into three categories. What is that? One is purely spiritual, the other one is marginal, and the other one is inferior. And Krishna also confirms this in Bhagavad Gita. The divine energies, Deva Isha Gunamai. The divine energies are under my control. What are they? So then, three categories. One is internal energies, Krishna's internal energies, especially in the spiritual world. Especially spiritual world. And the world includes the spiritual paraphernalia, and the paraphernalia, what are they? They are the living entities, pure spiritual beings, whose only purpose is to serve Krishna for his pleasure. So they are living in the Vaikuntha atmosphere. What? Krishna says, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu. So that is external energies. And then in marginal or in between. In between. So that is us. We as a living entities. We can decide where we want to be. In the spiritual, that is internal energy, or we want to be external energy. Now this process, what we are doing, what even Kardama Muni is doing. Kardama Muni is praying. Why? Because of course externally it appears that he was praying to Lord Vishnu for the wife. He wanted to get wife. He expressed that he is very lustful. Of course he is not. But he expressed that yes, I have this much lust and now I desire. And interestingly, we will see Lord Vishnu, he responded, yes, I know. And for that I have arranged a wonderful wife for you. And then he predicted that day after tomorrow, Swayambhu Manu will come along with his wife and daughter, and then they will deliver their daughter to you. She is extremely beautiful. And then Lord Vishnu goes on explaining the beauty of Mother Devahuti. Consider this, that Krishna is explaining the beauty of a woman to a person who is seeking a woman. So these things we cannot understand from material perspective. These things we understand from a spiritual perspective. We have to see the level of Kadamumani. We have to see his spiritual advancement. That Lord is standing in front of him. He is expressing his genuine desire. And that's the thing. Honesty in our devotional service is the biggest factor in our advancement. Honesty. We have to be honest with our practice, with our intention, with our desires. We can, whatever honest desires we have to express in front of Guru and Krishna. We don't hide, especially with these two personalities, Guru and Krishna, because a genuine Guru, I would say genuine Guru, bona fide spiritual master, he would understand. He comes from a bhakti platform, and that bhakti platform begins with Lord. So here Lord is showing that honest reciprocation. So similarly, in our dealings, we have to be honest with the Lord, that yes, Lord, this is my condition, this is my desire. We have to continue offering our prayers, so that what will happen? We will become internal energy. We will purify ourselves, and that is the process of Bhakti Yoga. Here, he says, both the external energy, that is matter, and margin energy, the souls, can become fully spiritual by contact with internal energy through the acts of devotion to Krishna. So offering prayers is what? It's devotional service. It's one of the 9 processes of devotional service. Offering prayers, Vandanam. Yes. So, and Prabhupada gives the matter. So Prabhupada gives the example of mic. Before the mic is used for singing Bollywood, Hollywood, Tollywood, whatever would the songs. But if we utilize the same mic, glorifying Krishna, doing the kirtan, then that mic becomes spiritualized, internal energy. That means for that time being, we are living the spiritual world. So that is why we feel the difference. When we go to the temple, we do the devotional service, we do some seva, then why we are feeling difference? Because now we are part of the spiritual world. Our consciousness is connecting with Krishna. When we come back, as soon as we step out from the temple, now we are again like a marginal. Now we are hitting the inferior, the dead items, and no spiritual connection. And now we have to struggle that, oh, now I want to associate with the internal energy. Right? So this is the process. And this is whole thing is given. Now in reference with Krishna's energies, if someone goes on understanding these energies, is it possible? No, Krishna already clarified that it's not possible. But what is the need is there, Arjun, for all this detailed knowledge. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Single universe, entire material universe. Now there are so many universes. Krishna is maintaining just like that. So what we are focusing, not the energy side or how things are working, but what we are focusing is on Krishna's side. And this is what Kardama Muni is explaining in the next verse. So now, next verse. Netad batadisha padam tveshpitstam yanmaya nastanu shephuta shukshmam anugrahayastva api yarhi maya lasattulasya bhagavan vilakshita lasattulasya. It's loaded with tulsi. Bhagavan, oh Bhagavan. So another prayer, what he's offering? He's saying, my dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with splendid wreath of tulsi leaves, loaded with tulsi leaves. So he is seeing the Lord, and what we are doing as a Archa Vigraha or Archana Puja is exactly the same Lord is appearing as a Vigraha. It's just because our purification is not that much that he is not showing the sign of reciprocation. But then it's the same Lord. We are offering tulsi leaf after Mangalarti when the dresses are done. Then at last we offer tulsi leaves with chandan, and we decorate lotus feet. So here Kadamuni is saying the same. What he's saying, that it is not your desire. You manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sense of satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us. You have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with splendid wealth of tulsi leaves. So, let us see further. Have we noticed any contradiction in these two verses? Have you noticed any contradiction? If someone can speak out, please. Comparing two verses. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Any contradiction you might have noticed? When these two verses came to me when I was preparing, I noticed straight away one contradiction. If anyone can. Okay, no problem.
No problem. No problem. You can go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. So, if you see the verse, maybe if you have Veda base open or Srimad Bhagavatam, physical Srimad Bhagavatam book, you may compare the translation of two verses, 19 and 20. So 19 was saying it was not your desire. No, 19 was saying it was your desire. Let me see if other way, easier way. If I see 19. You alone create the universe, and then by your own energies. And so then in the verse 20, it was said that it is not your desire. So this contradiction is that, is it Lord's desire that he creates, or it is not Lord's desires that he creates these universes? Of course, the spiritual world, when we talk about creation, we are talking about this material creation, because spiritual world is always existing. There is no need to create. But when we are talking about creation, that means we are saying about the manifestation of this material world. So one side it was saying that it was your desire, your energy, and the other side it says, no, it is not your desire. It is for our sensual pleasure. So which one is correct? Actually, both are correct. From the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, it is sweet will of Lord that he wants to create this. At the same time, it is not his will. So both perspective. So from a material perspective, if a child is demanding chocolate, then father has to provide. Parents have to provide the chocolate. By his own will, the child will not be able to go and buy the chocolate or ice cream or whatever it may be. But then father has to provide the money. So even though it is not clearly father's will that child be given chocolate, especially when toothache and etc. is going on, but then he has to surrender. He will surrender out of compassion for the child and say, okay, for time being, I will provide. And then time will come, he will say, stop, I will not provide. And then later on, he will say, okay, just to encourage him, not that he will become so morose, etc. Just like it happened with Prabhupada. Prabhupada wanted 2 guns. So his father initially provided 1. But then Prabhupada jumped up and down, rolled on the road, in middle of road, and said, no, I started crying, throwing the legs in the air. I want another one. I want both guns in both hands. And Prabhupada's father, he did it. So similarly, Krishna is not his clear desire that he wants to create, but then he creates. And that we can see from these different verses, that Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, verse 11, are create after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. Just as when the sun manifests its fire, the moon, the firmament, the influential planets, and the twinkling stars also manifest their brightness. Who is saying this? Lord Brahma is saying. So he is saying that he creates after Lord's creation by personal effulgence. So from that perspective, the whole creation comes from, after Brahma Jyoti. So this is how the whole thing, that the Vrindavan is there, then Dwarka, Mathura, then Ayodhya, and then we have Maheshwar Dham, and then we have Vaikuntha Dham, and then Vaikuntha Dham is Brahma Jyoti. After Brahma Jyoti, we have this material. Lord Brahma. But that is also Lord's creation. Actually, he has to manifest. Otherwise, who has that potency to manifest the whole thing? By his will, I create. Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in his eternal form as the supreme personal Godhead or personal Godhead, maintains everything. He is the powerful control of the three energies. By his will. So this is Lord Brahma is saying, by his will, I create. So ultimately, that's Lord's will. And then here, this is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 10. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifice for Lord Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, now you be happy by this yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So this is clearly given in Bhagavad Gita. So again, here verse 20 also says that it is for our sensual pleasure. So in the beginning, Lord created the subtle form of all these elements, the whole creation, 24 elements. And then he gave the energy, potency, creative potency. Lord Brahma praised for that. And then gave that potency to Lord Brahma. And then Lord Brahma manifested this in the physical form, all this. And with that, Lord also gave the way to come out, that is yajna performance. But that means he gave the opportunity both sides. Those who wanted to enjoy, he gave them the opportunity to enjoy. You go and enjoy unlimitedly. Now you want to come out, for those who want to come out, okay, you do this sacrifice. So we are on the path of second path. That is, we are coming out from this material world. We are taking the path of bhakti yoga. We are taking the path of sadhana bhakti. That means we are coming out. So now we are following the actual purpose of sacrifice. What Lord Vishnu gave us, that he gave us these ingredients to perform yajna. We can utilize ghee for our own self, and we can utilize ghee for yajna. When we utilize ghee for yajna and then we honor, then we are purifying. We are coming out of this. So that we understand. Now, Shyama Sundar, wonderful eternal form. What is that? Krishna's eternal form adorned with tulsi leaves. Kadamuni prayed. So this is our Lord. Especially our Radha Shyama Sundar with Lalita Sakhi and Visakha Sakhi and Asta Sakhis in Vrindavan Dham. So this is Lord's eternal form. This is what Kadamuni praying to. He is praying to the Supreme Lord. And of course, he appeared as our Lord Vishnu. But this original form is this Shyama Sundar form with two hands and the flute. So this is what Prabhupada focused on verse 19 as well. That he defeated impersonalism. Now, that original creator, original CEO is here, Krishna. And he is sustaining, he is creating us, he is sustaining us, and then he is annihilating us from this material world. So, next is all the references. I think we are almost done. So the references, all these references are given in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, etc. So this is chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna is praying. What he is praying? Just like Kadamuni is praying, that you bestow your causeless mercy upon us. Upon us, you have appeared in your eternal form. So similarly, Arjuna is also praying. You are the original personal Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material moods. O limitless form, this whole cosmic manifestation is provided by you. Excuse me. So there are two aspects. One is the impersonal aspect, that is universal form. The other one is the personal aspect. And now the personal aspect, the original form, that is 1151, Manusham Rupam. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature." See, he became very composed in mind. So how fortunate we are that Prabhupada and all our Guru Parampara have given us these wonderful temples where Krishna, Radharani and Krishna and all the associates are residing. When we go take darshan of lordships, then are we becoming composed in our mind? And are we restored to our original nature? We should be. We should be. That's the purpose of our going to the temple. Just like following in the footsteps of Arjuna. At least we can desire that way. So then one day it will manifest. Then another, "Oh my Lord, sustainer of all that lies, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee." Sri Ishopanishad, verse 15. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I got a call. So the network dropped out. I don't have the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Thank you. So this is Ishopanishad verse. He is praying that please remove that effulgence, Brahman effulgence. And again, please remove that so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme person Godhead, like the sun. So again, the references are given that Krishna's eternal form is supreme, and Kadamuni is praying to that Lord that please be gracious to me, and this is what I am seeking. And then Lord became so compassionate that he became so overwhelmed that the tears came out, and then that formed the Bindu Sarovar. So with that, we conclude here. If any question, we can go through. Anyone, any question or any suggestion, comments that may not be correct, that I can correct?